And just give yourself the chance to arrive any way you wish. You could stretch out, you could hug in, whatever works. But take a moment to just land here now in some stillness and quiet. Take a breath into your body with the stillness and the quiet. Big breath in. And just sigh it on out. Couple like that. Inhale, full, deep, and slow. Expanded. And exhale, let it go. Squeeze the belly in. Hug the knees into the chest. And give yourself a little hug. And a gentle hello. Rock a bit side to side and just ease that low back out through the contact of the low back on the mat. Let your head roll along with your legs. And then lift those legs up to the sky and say hello to your feet and just give a nice circle out to those ankles, to the toes, to the long bones and the small bones of the feet. Open your mouth. And then kick your heels to your butt or towards your butt and just give yourself a little kick. Bring your right foot down, left leg crosses over like you're crossing your legs. And then we'll take a nice twist. So the knees go over to the right and the left arm opens out to the left. And if this knee cross doesn't quite work for you, find something that does. And reach your arm a little further towards overhead, so maybe a wide V, and create some big long space from your left fingertips down through your left waistline and outer hip, low back. And let your eyes gaze left and then right. And just take that a couple times, a couple of breaths. Nice big stretch. Twist a little further. And we'll unwind and just hug the knees in and rock it out. Let your eyes and the head go with the rock. Come back to center, circle out the knees. Flex and point your toes. Let's lift those legs to the sky once again. And this time just shake out your legs and your feet. And then start that butt kick with your heels down towards your butt. And right knee crosses over left, and we'll twist over to the left. So knees go to the left, arm opens out to the right, and then reach that arm up into a bit of a wide V rather than straight out to the side, and lengthen through from fingertips, down through ribs and waist and outer hip. Let your head go right to left. Just welcoming yourself to your body and your practice. And as we take last couple of breaths, last deeper twist, and come back to center, hugging in again, take a moment to form an intention for your practice. Something that will support you and guide you, not only on, but off the mat as well. Tuck your chin gently and lengthen out the neck and reach your tail long away from the crown of your head. And then we'll come into some rocks up and down the length of the spine, if this is okay for you. May not be right for some. We're going to meet in seated. So take a few rocks and or come straight onto seated. Let's meet there. And we're going to say hello to the feet with some massage. So bring the hands to the feet. And just each hand touching each foot for a moment, just saying hello. Knees can be out wide or any way that's comfortable for you. And then let's really focus on the inseam, the sole of the foot, from heel to big toe. And with each hand to each foot, you can do it, or you could focus on one foot at a time. This is your own self-generated touch and massage that feels just right for your body. Check in with the inner ankles as you're working this inseam of the foot, sole of the foot. Thanking your feet for doing all they do for you. And now let's take the left foot and thread the right fingers through the toes of the right foot, or the left foot. So the right fingers thread through the toes of the left foot. And you're going to circle out that ankle. See what's possible for you. And then you're gonna rock your baby. You can take the hands to the shin, or you can wrap your elbows around the foot and the knee. But just let that hip open up, the knee open, and flex the foot so it's alive. Last round like this. Left foot comes to the outside of the bent right knee, and we'll just take a gentle twist, just a couple of breaths. See if you can rise high through your spine while staying grounded and earthed. Turning toward the left for 3. 2, could be gentle, could be deeper. Still very early in the practice. Last breath. And let's unwind and lengthen out those legs and give them a little shake. And massage the lengths of the legs with your hands. Just kind of stroking. And find our way back to that open knee position, Baddha Konasana, stroking the inseams of the feet, each foot. And then we're going to switch it up, taking the right foot and threading the left fingers through the toes on the right. And give yourself a little squeeze once you've got that shape. That squeeze of the hand to the foot feels great. And then go ahead and wind your clock. Turning the ankle with the hand. Breathing into that. And when you are ready, it can just organically move into this rocking. The shin is ideally parallel to the floor. You could also wrap your elbows around your knee and foot, and the right foot is alive. Both feet can be really alive and flexed, toes alive. Take a breath into this, releasing any excess tension with an exhale, and then place the right foot to the outside of the left leg. Right knee hugs in, and just a little rising and twisting, just a couple easy breaths for 3, 2, last breath, inhale, and we'll unwind and just rock it, knees side to side. Welcome yourself to this lower half of your body. So much goodness here. So we're gonna rock the knees over to the left, and we've done this before. Lift the hips off the floor and reach the right arm high. We're gonna slow it down. Sometimes we move fast with it. And then rock the knees over to the right and lift up through the hips, lift through the fingertips. We'll take that a couple times. Rolling the knees to the left, reaching the right arm high, coming up. You might need to use your hands or not. And then last one, knees to the right, hips lift, arm rises, eyes lift, look up, and come on down. And let's extend the legs, and this time we'll give little fist punches to the legs. Down the legs, smooth around the knees, no fists at the knees, and then little fist punches to the inner lines of the lower legs, and then the outer lines of the legs. So inner legs, outer legs, last one, rising. Come on up, and this time we'll give the belly a pat, and the chest a nice, and sweep down the arms. And then give your head a nice rub, a little massage, a little shampoo. And touch the throat, and touch there for an extra moment or 2. Just a little self-massage under the jawline, being gentle, soft structures here. And then down the front of the throat, be gentle. You might just be smoothing, or you might be more deep. And then massage, touch around the back of the neck, and let the chin drop, and the chest lift, and just smooth the backs of the shoulders with your fingertips, and whoosh everything away. Let's come on to all fours and curl those toes under and just have a seat back into a modified child pose so that you're in toes pose combined with child pose. And lengthen the hips back, toes are curled under, soles of feet are exposed, forehead dropping to or toward the floor, hips drawing back to heels, arms very long and open, palms spreading. Just take 3 deep breaths here. Pressing forward through the palms, drawing back through the outer hips, tailbone. Shoulder blades drop away and down the back. Inner elbows roll up. One more breath. Let's come on up. Tap the tops of the feet. Curl the toes under and rise your way up to downward facing dog. And as you come here, give your head a little nod, yes, nice and gentle. Notice what you're saying yes to in your practice today. And then shake it out, no. And notice what you might be saying no to in your practice today. Spread those palms and walk out your dog. Just bend one knee and then the other. Easing out through the hips, the low back, the legs, fronts and backs of legs, inner and outer legs. Deeper breath, in and out. Let's go ahead and turn the toes to the left and the heels to the right and spread out through that whole left side from fingertips back through the outer hip. And then other side, turn the toes to the right, heels to the left. Right side gets nice and long. Spread it out. Walk your way back to center, feet together. Kneecaps lift. Palms press into the earth. Head drops, hips rise. Let's bend the knees a lot and spread the belly and chest back toward those thighs and arch the low back. And spread the palms forward as we rise up on tippy toes, straightening the legs, lifting hips, palms press forward, chest and belly draw back, shoulders drop away down the back, inner elbows roll forward. Exhale, heels press down to or toward the floor, palms press forward, sitting bones rise, belly and chest press back as the inner arms roll forward. Let's go ahead and reach the right leg up to the sky. Circle out that right ankle in both directions. Stack right hip over left, bend knee, and roll open. Pressing right foot toward left shoulder. And then in your timing, in your way, take a circle with that right knee. And maybe this can really connect with stretching the low back for you. See how you can connect your movements to the places in your body that you'd like to focus. Reach your right leg high, big breath in. Exhale, squeeze in, round and lengthen the low back, drop the chin to the chest, lengthen the back of the neck. One more round, inhale high. Exhale, squeeze in. And let's step that right foot forward, sink down onto the left knee. Hands come to front thigh and dip your hips down deep. And just find your upright position after being upside down for a moment. Circle your shoulders, let your heart flow upward as your hips sink earthward. Let's interlace the hands behind the back and open the chest and sink the hips. Engage the shoulder blades. Maybe the eyes look up, maybe they choose to look down. Reach your hands away from your body, opening those shoulders a little more, and one more breath. And we'll exhale, hands to the mat, hips pull back, flex the right foot, lifting the toes off the mat, bow on in. And then we'll go ahead and take flight, reaching your left leg high to the sky, bowing your head down deep. Shake out your head. Take 2 breaths. Feel all 4 corners of that right foot. Use what you need with your hands to the mat or to blocks. Last breath. Let's step back strong to high plank and pause here. Knees could always drop down. Shoulders, hips, and heels in line. See if you can open through the fronts of your legs, hips. See if you can find that in this plank pose. Squeeze the belly in to support it. Reach through the heels to support it. One more breath. And make your way down, down, down to the mat. Rise your way up, cobra pose, nice and easy. Inhale. Exhale down and bend your right knee towards your butt. Draw your forehead to the floor. Inhale, straighten, lift high. Exhale, down, down, down. Left knee to butt. Open the fronts of the hip. Inhale, rise. We'll take one more round. Exhale, forehead down. Right knee bends, opening the front of that right thigh. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left knee bends. Straighten it out. Press your way high, plank pose. And exhale, draw back, downward facing dog. And just arrive and do what you need to do. Maybe taking a couple breaths. Maybe nodding your head or turning your heels to one side or the other. Maybe bending your knees a lot. In your own timing, launch your left leg on up to the sky. Circle out left ankle. Stack left hip over right, bend knee and roll open. Stay strong through both hands and arms. And then find your circle. And again, let it serve the places in your body that want your attention and want motion or want more kindness. What is it that you need to bring to your body today? Inhale, launch that left leg high. Exhale, squeeze in, rounded belly, draws in to support low back. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, squeeze in. And let's step the left foot forward, sink down onto the right knee, and just find your balance, dip your hips down. Once again, interlacing hands down behind the back, clasping the opposite finger threading. Sink your hips deep and lift your heart high. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Maybe your gaze goes up. Where can you let go a little more? And where do you need to be in integrity for this pose? One more breath. Hands down, hips draw back. Left foot flexes, long spine, straight out over that left leg. 2 breaths. And we'll fly, standing split, right leg flowing to the sky. Head bowing heavy. Find your way with this, 2 breaths. Squeeze the belly in on each exhale. 4 corners of left foot, find that awareness. And we'll step back strong again, high plank. This time just flowing straight to low push-up, just hover above the mat. Inhale to your version of a back bend, up dog, thighs could be down or up. Exhale, high plank, press back, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, take a big sigh, sound out. Bend your knees, look forward, spring, step, or float to the fronts of your mats. Lift and lengthen. If you have blocks, bring them by the front of your mat. Find your long, flat spine. Get long through your neck and long through your legs. Exhale, fold down. Find your ragdoll pose. Walk your feet as wide as you like. Bend your knees as much as you like. And just take a few empty breaths here, emptying breaths. Where can you release a little bit more? And if you need to bend your knees, be kind. Do that. Ragdoll. Hands to back of head or hair. And just give a nice tug and lengthen out the back of the neck. Tuck the chin deep in. Maybe a little pull to the head, a massage to the head. Massage to the places that need it, maybe the temples or the jaw. Oh, where have you forgotten yourself? And how could you reconnect? Maybe some touch to the shoulders again or the neck again. The face. Release the hands now. Just let everything flop. Toe heel your feet together. Bend your knees and roll your way gently up to standing. Reach your arms out wide. Take right hand to left wrist and take a nice tug, side bending. Really stamping down through the left foot and leg. Come back through center. Left hand takes right wrist, stamp down through right foot, and take that nice side bend, opening up right side body. Come on back to center. And let's come right away into an Utkatasana. So bend your knees. Sink your hips and heels. Sink your shoulders. Lift your heart. Squeeze the belly in. We're just gonna come up on the ball of that left foot. Now you can stay there or kick your left heel to your left butt like we did earlier. Knees in line. Take a breath. And come back down. Reach the arms high. Straighten the legs. Come with a wide arc. Hands down. Hands back to heart. We'll take one more smoothing, cleansing round with the arms. Hands back to heart center. Circle shoulders and maybe even elbows and arms. Second side, Utkatasana, sink low, pinkies in, thumbs out. Heels heavy, hips heavy, belly strong. Come on the ball of that right foot. Maybe you stay right there, or maybe you kick your heel towards your butt. Sink your hips, lift your fingers, take one more breath. Both feet down, straighten both legs, circle around with the arms. Twice. Circle through the shoulders. And let's find it again. Utkatasana will add on. Take a breath in, squeeze the belly in. Come on the ball of the left foot. If it feels okay, kick the left heel toward the left butt. Step your left foot back and find that lunge. Lift high through the heart and fingertips. Sink deep through the hips. We're going to take some touchdowns. Big breath in. Exhale, left knee down to or toward the floor. Inhale, re-extend. This is great for the front of the leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bend. Last one, re-extend. Hands to the heart. We'll open wide, warrior two. And take a reverse warrior, sinking low through the hips, reaching high through the fingertips, dropping through the shoulders, lifting through the heart. And we'll flow through our vinyasa any way you want to get back to down dog. Yogi's choice. Maybe you go through the whole chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Take a breath in. Take a sigh out. Bend your knees, look forward. Spring step or float to the front. Lift and lengthen, reach long. Exhale, fold it and bow. Bend your knees, roll your way up gently to standing. Reach your arms out wide. Gather at the heart. One more circle like that. Arms reach wide and high. Gather at the heart. This time, float the arms high and sink Utkatasana. Unweight the right foot, coming on the ball of that right foot. Right heel kicks right butt. Step it back, high lunge. Lift high through the heart and sink deep, deep through the hips. Breath in. Exhale, knee down. Hands could come to heart. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, knee down. Find deliciousness with your arms. Maybe doing this, just holding it, maybe doing some different things. Knee down. One last. Extend, reach those arms high now. Exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog your way. Working with your breath. Working with your presence, your mindfulness. Working with a release, a grounding. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Bend your knees, look forward. Spring step or float to the front. Lift and lengthen. Reach out long, belly strong. Exhale, fold, bow. Bend your knees. Roll your way up to standing. Reach out wide. Right hand takes left wrist, side bend. And left hand takes right wrist, side bend. Come back to center, Utkatasana. Unweight that left foot. Left heel kicks left butt. Step back to that high lunge. Hands come to namaste. And let's spin left elbow past right thigh. And if you want, you can bring your left knee, your right knee down, your knee down, your left knee down. Turn and spin for 3, 2, 1 more breath. Extend through the back heel, lift forward through the heart and crown of head. And let's swing wide, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Exhale, side angle lunge. Left arm reaches long, whole left side gets very long. Wrap top arm around back, half bind. Maybe there's a full bind in your practice. Feel your breaths, 3 of them. Big breaths in and out. Drawing the belly in and spinning deep, low in the belly, through the ribs, through the heart. Last breath. And hands down, find your way through downward dog. High plank, low plank, upward facing, downward facing. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Bend your knees, look forward. Spring step or float to the front. Reach out to that long spine. Exhale, fold it, bow it. Bend your knees. Roll your way gently on up to standing. Right hand takes left wrist, side bend. Straighten that left leg. Left hand takes right wrist, side bend. Engage and straighten the right leg. Come back to center, Utkatasana. Heels, hips heavy. Come up on the ball of that right foot. Kick right heel to right butt. Step back strong into your high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll spin right elbow past left thigh. Turn, turn, turn. Maybe that right knee comes down for you. Whatever gives you the most juice. So if your knee is down, you might get more rotation. If the leg and knee are extended, you can really work through the dimensionality of the full leg. Find your fullness in the pose. Here we are. And we'll swing wide. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, elbow to thigh. Right arm reaches. Get long. All the way from your back heel right up through your fingertips. Half bind. Wrap around. Scoot your belly in, and from there, turn your belly away from your inner left thigh. Roll your inner left thigh away from your belly, turning up to the sky. Turning through the ribs, turning through the heart. Take one last breath. Let's gently release. Find your way to downward facing dog. Maybe it's high to low push-up, upward facing, downward facing. We'll all meet in a child pose. Feet together, knees wide. Spread your hips back toward your heels. Bow your head low and catch your breath. Let the low back lengthen. Maybe a little wag to the tail. Let your forehead roll side to side. Let's walk the hands over to the left and stretch out the right side. Left hand can anchor right hand. Right shoulder blade draws back. Breathe into the right side. One more breath in. Squeeze everything out, draw the belly in. Walk it on over, second side. Left hand walks to the right. Right hand anchors on top of left. Left shoulder blade pulls back and breathe. Ask your body how it's doing. Ask it what it might need today. And see if you can manifest that throughout your day, not just here on your mat. Last breath in. And side out. Come on back through center. Lengthen out your right foot. Come on the ball of that right foot. And we'll just take a little bounce. Drawing the right heel back, lengthening forward through crown of head. Launching the leg high and lengthening your left arm forward. And circle out wrist and ankle. Reach, 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 breath in. Exhale, round and squeeze in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. How much can you focus on the dimensionality of that right leg? Really finding the front, the back, the sides, and feeling the balance that's needed. Squeeze it in. Reach it out. Left hand down, right foot down, open to face the side of the mat. And reach your right arm over your ear and just stretch that right side. Lift your right leg off the floor if it feels good. Bend your right knee and take hold of that right foot if it feels good. Take one last breath. Let's see if we can find our way to a three-legged dog. Straightening your left leg, reaching your right leg high, bend that right knee, roll it open. And we'll take right foot toward left elbow tricep. And just take a moment there. And then step your right foot to the outside of the left side of your mat. And lift your left arm high for Wild Thing. See what you got. Maybe you can circle that left arm. Maybe you're about to collapse. Take one last breath. And we're going to use our hands to sit on down. And you're coming into this wide-legged V with the legs wide. And just catch your breath. Circle the shoulders. Lift your heart. Let your hands touch your legs for a little extra grounding. And give a little massage, squeezing the inner thighs here, squeezing the legs, the outer thighs. And then hands come forward and just walk your way into a forward fold. Maybe it's tiny, maybe it's big. And take a moment to bow your head and surrender. Spine is long, legs could be gently bent or really kick out through the heels. Just a few breaths here. See where you are evolving the pose. See where you are evolving your life, your practice. Take stock. Now's a great time for that. One more breath. Let's walk it back. Bend the knees. You're gonna find that position where you're kind of able to rock the knees over to the right and the left. So do that. Knees go left. Right hand high, hips lift. Open the fronts of the hips and the heart. Take last breath. Come on down, rock on over to the other side, and we'll simply step back, downward facing dog, walk it out. Nod your head yes, shake it out no. And let's lift the left leg high to the sky. That's fun, hey? Bend the knee, roll your hip open. And exhale, we're gonna take the left knee to the right elbow, tricep, shoulder. Squeeze it in. As you're ready, step your left foot to the outside of the right side of your mat and reach your right arm high, Wild Thing. Maybe you can circle out that right arm. And then we're gonna find our way gently, butt down, legs wide, wide-legged. I'm just gonna turn to face you. And give yourself a little massage through the legs. Lift the spine, grow it like a plant rises out of the roots. And then gently walk yourself forward. And take yourself into this and take your time. Any time it takes. How could you make this pose more aligned and excellent for you? What does that mean? How does that feel? What do you need to engage or what do you need to release? Bow your head out. Let the body lead the way. Last breath. Rise your way up. Hands come to knees to bend them. And then we'll take that nice rock side to side. Let's meet with the knees over to the right and lift your left fingertips and your hips high. Open up the hips, open up the heart, lift the arm, take a breath. And we'll come on out of it. Work our way back to Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Lift your right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, roll your hip open. And we'll step right foot to left wrist for pigeon. So sink your hips down and lift your heart high. And just take a moment here. Now curl the back toes under, come alive through the foot and lift the back kneecap. And just take a moment with that. And as you're ready, fold into it. Fold forward. Maybe something lands under your head. Slow your breath. Engage your belly on your exhale, still, still. Release the jaw. Release the back of the neck. Inhale. Sigh it out, exhale. Rise your way on up. Keep the right knee bent and extend the left leg forward out in front of you. And just take a moment, take your hands to your booty, and move anything out of the way that needs to. Give your tail feathers a little wiggle to really root yourself into the earth. Extend through that left leg and then turn your heart to focus its attention on the left leg. And lift your heart, imagine there was like a laser beam from your heart to the leg. And just make that connection. Little turn to the left. Right hand comes to the left leg and we slide down the leg. And you slide any amount. Maybe you stay really high. Maybe you're able to dive all the way down. Right outer hip is pressing into the floor. Turning and spinning and lengthening all the while. Breathing into it. Last 2 breaths. Maybe we'll take more than 2 breaths. This one we need it. Getting long through the right side, from fingertip back through ribs and hips and heel, and waistline. Gently, gently rise your way on up. And we're gonna reconnect to the threading of the right fingers through the left toes. Circling out that foot and ankle. And then coming into that rock. And this time, we're gonna step the left knee on top of the right, or as close as you can get to that. And just take a moment here. Press your hands into your feet. See what's possible for you. If your knees are very far away from one another, don't worry about it. Just be with that. Now, if you can, thread your fingers through your toes. Enjoy. Close your eyes. Get long through your spine, through the flame of your spine. Stay here, or gently draw your weight forward as if you're coming into a forward bend. Rooting through the hips, lengthening out. Go easy, go slow. It's powerful. I'm taking some little swimmy movements that feel supportive. Finally landing the pose for 3 breaths. And gently, gently release. Lengthen out your legs and just give them a little shake. Maybe a little tap. We're gonna find our way back to downward facing dog. So any way you want to get there is awesome. And just ease it out and shake it out. Just move it around. Open your mouth, open your jaw, stick out your tongue. Sway from side to side. Feel yourself pawing the mat with your hands and your feet like a cat would. And see if you can get longer. Grow your body, your spine, your arms, your legs, your waistline. It's Spread wide like a magic carpet. And let's lift the left leg up to the sky and bend the knee and roll that hip open. And step your left foot to your right wrist. And walk into it. And just to begin the pose, come on the ball of the right foot and lift the right kneecap off the mat, if it's possible for you. Straightening that right leg any amount. This will open the front of the hip nicely. The whole sheath of the leg. And then when you're ready to fold, just fold into it, bow forward, let go, let it be. Maintaining the integrity you need to with the basic shape. And then letting your body just do what it needs and wishes and wants. It knows how to heal itself. Slow it down. Make some sound if that feels good. Last breath. Sigh it out. And we'll gently rise. And left knee stays bent. And right leg sweeps up and around. And just take a moment to set up your pose. So walk your booty out of the way. Settle in with your sitting bones. Right kneecap is facing sky. Right toes are alive. And go ahead, turn your heart attention to that right leg. So there's a little bit of a turn to the right to have that happen. Left knee really presses down into the earth. And in your own timing, slide along, slide along, slide along, slide along. No rush. Go slow with it. We'll stay with this for a few extra long breaths. Squeezing your belly in on an exhale if that's possible for you. Evolving the pose in your own signature way. Let's see if you can stay focused on lengthening the left low back and really having that spread through all parts of you. What needs a little more attention? One more breath. Exhale it out. Let's rise it on up. And we're going to thread the left toes through the left fingers through the right toes. And we'll circle out that ankle again with the help of the crank of the left arm, fingers, hand. And then we'll just sway it out a bit. And then we're going to place the right knee on top of the left. And sides are really different. One side might be much easier than the other for you. But take a moment, stamp your hands down onto your feet. Touch as much of your foot as you can with your hands. And it's so interesting when the opposite hand touches the opposite foot. The brain gets a little bit rewired. It's good. Touch those places between the long bones of the foot. Sometimes lots of stuff is in there. I feel a lot going on in there for me. And when you feel ready, close your eyes, set into a moment of serenity. And in your own way, maybe you fold deeply forward, maybe you fold a tiny bit forward, maybe you're still like really fascinated with your feet and your hands. So you let this be the way you wish it to be. Coming into deeper breaths, getting longer. Being still or being in deep movement. Last breath in. Gently rise out. Lengthen both of your legs forward in front of you and just give them a little shake, touch, and then really come alive through both legs and hands come by hips and open the chest. This is called staff pose. So it's deceivingly challenging. It looks like it might be simple, but see if you can really lift through the torso and spine and ground through the hips and lengthen through the legs and toes and feet.
And then gently walk your way into Paschimottanasana, a deep forward bend. And deep might mean like an inch or half an inch, or it might mean, you know, kissing your feet with your face. So you take it to your degree, nice and gentle and slow, getting longer through the front body as well as the back body. Maybe bowing your head even more. Maybe bending your knees a little bit will make this pose even better for you. Last 2 breaths. Let them be big, full, long, deep breaths. Filling your whole body and emptying your whole body. Last breath in. Fuller, deeper. Last breath out. Rise your way up slowly. Hands bend knees. Find your way to lying on your back. And we'll just take your own time with this. I'm doing some little bounces of my hips into the floor. And then I'm gonna offer some pelvic rocks. So draw your pubic bone toward your nose, squeeze the belly down to the floor, lengthening out the low back. And then in opposition, draw your pubic bone away from your nose and arch your low back and open. And we'll just take a couple of those. So pressing the low back into the mat and then arching it away and really moving through your pelvis to do this. And then when you feel inclined, sweep it into a bridge. So press through your feet, lift through your hips, lift through the fronts of those hips. And if it feels nice, interlace your hands underneath you. And really lengthen out through your thighs and fronts of hips and engage through your feet and your butt and your legs. And open your heart. And breathe into that opening. Fronts of hips, belly, heart, chest. Maybe your hands even come underneath you to give you a little more lift. It's quite high. See if it's there for you. For 3, 2, 1 more breath. We're going to come into an inversion. So if you know shoulder stand, you could take that. If you just want to lift your legs up to the sky, or even against a wall, you could do that. I'm going to just offer the placing of the block under the hips and the lifting of the legs. And after all that leg work, this is just wonderful to drain out the legs, to let the lymph reset, to let gravity have a different way with us, and to slow down your breath. Let your heart really melt even more into the earth. Heart energy, earth energy, meeting up in this late summer season. Find a perfect spot for your chin so the neck feels just right. Take a few breaths. Be patient. This is a great pose to take every day in this season. Last few breaths. If you're in shoulder stand and want to bend your knees down to your forehead or by your ears, you could do that. We're all going to meet with the knees bent into the chest. And find your way off of a block if you were there. We're going to come into fish. So hands come under pelvis, palms face down, legs extend long. And point your toes. So you're elongating the fronts of the legs here. All the way from the hips, belly, thighs, fronts of shins and ankles and feet. And you could stay right here. Maybe this is like just a delight. If you want to come deeper, press into your forearms and lift your heart and let your head drop back.
Maybe you stick out your mouth and open your tongue and go ha, 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 ha. Make some sound. Take a last breath, arch that back, lift the heart,
Tuck the chin to come down and hug the knees into the chest and rock it out side to side. And let's draw the knees over to the right for a quick, gentle twist to really complete the practice before Shavasana. So if there's any different pose that you're wishing to do, please do that. Take another breath in. Let everything out. And come back through center and we'll twist to the other side. Knees to the left, right arm extends and just breathe into the shape. Use it as a closing gesture. Perhaps it's wriggling out, perhaps it's about opening the heart, or perhaps it's even more attention again to the low back and hips and legs, belly. You choose. When you feel complete, come back to center and just settle yourself in for Shavasana. So any position that feels good for you. If your low back has been a bit bothersome, you can bring your feet wide and your knees touch in the midline of your body. That might feel really lovely. You could also bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide if that's a preference. You could place something over you. We're getting closer to the season where we'll want a little something over our bodies. But wherever you are, just let yourself sink back into the earth. Settling in, settling down, letting go, returning, releasing. Just let yourself float and sink. I will invite you out when it's time. Taking a quick scan through the body, noticing where you could let go a little more. The mouth, the jaw, the teeth, the eyes, the breath. Letting it go. Go ahead and take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale, full, deep and slow. Exhale, let it go. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes.
And let your head roll gently side to side. And when you're ready, roll onto your side and just curl up into a big ball of you. And give yourself a hug, a loving hug, an accepting hug, an energizing hug, whatever it is you need. Whatever it is you need from you to you particularly. It's so wonderful to give to yourself exactly what you need. If you need to let go of something, drop your forehead down to the floor, release it out. Rise your way as you're ready up to seated. Find your seat. Connecting to the lower body as you rise, maybe from the waist down. Imagine you were just buried under warm summer soil. And you were rising out of the soil like a beautiful big sunflower bursting toward this wonderful still summer sun. Let's go ahead and sweep the arms out wide around us. Inhale. And gather the hands at the heart. Exhale. And let that big sunflower, big starburst live in your heart. Imagine yourself beaming light inward and outward. We'll draw the hands up to the heart center now and just connect to your really divine spark, your true divine nature. Feel your starburst and your big sunflower there. From there, we bow to one another and say namaste. All right. So, welcome back.